Wow. Hey, you. Yeah, you. Got Bush? You definitely do if you haven't tried the best product from our sponsor today, Manscaped. Taking control of your bush is important. These products are so good, you're going to be showing pride in your new bush-free yard. It's a fact that you will have the best kept nutsack on the cul-de-sac. Say big and the most hygienic version of yourself by using our discount code FYB for 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com. Ooh, hi, Rosie.
Hey, Andy, I just want to congratulate you on that ad read. It is
Yeah.
not jarring at all to
What
hear
do you
you
mean?
say, "Hey, you got Bush?"
Yeah. Speaking
You
of
know,
Bush,
because that is how Andy just greets people.
well, speaking of Bush, it's we're kind of going back into the Bush era of just life. That's where we're at. It's like we're back in the Bush. Um, sorry. Sorry about that. I don't
No, don't apologize. I got distracted by something.
I don't know. Yeah. No, but
It was
it feels like there's it feels like there I don't know, like we're like that all felt behind us, right? Like that all the stuff that's happened this last week, it kind of felt like that was like in our background. And it was like kind of
yeah,
like a
70
distant
years in the background.
reminder. Yeah. And
Andy, um I'm trying to decide if we should address what's happening on the video on the audio of the podcast.
well, they can watch and they can see. I
Okay.
no, I it's hi Rosie, how are you? I haven't spoke to you for 2 days, so this is us
I'm
catching
fine.
up as well.
Yeah, I'm fine. I was going to talk to you last night after the shows, but I got so fed up. I don't know why I got so angry, but I think I'm just an angry gal. But I was doing my shows and they've been really fun. They've been really fun shows, but I realized that just like it is people in the Midwest like stare at me like they've never heard anyone say what they're really thinking or something. It's a weird, and it's like I'm doing shows in a mall, which
Yeah,
I is like a specific kind of people are on vacation in this mall. They've
I
brought
know.
their families to go
Yeah.
on vacation to the mall.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I was doing Gotham last night, and Gotham and Caroline's are kind of the only two clubs in New York where you get like real kind of they're both great. This isn't a criticism, but you just get audience members that are like randomly in New York on vacation, but they're from, Kansas or fucking Wisconsin. And it's just a bizarre thing because if you perform at, the Comedy Cellar or like, New York, it's just on geography. It's less likely you're going to run into somebody who just randomly kind of, showed up. And and I would say even less for Gotham. I'm not trying to criticize anybody, but like the last night I was like talking about how we're slipping into a fascist state, and you could just see certain members of the audience being like, "This is goddamn heresy," and I like it when people, agree with me.
mhm. Yeah, I did have like I did decide when I read the news that I was like, I'm just gonna have I'm not gonna have I'm not gonna let this fucking ruin my day. I'm not gonna let this like fuck with my head too much, you know? So I went to the mall,
Hmm.
which is what the mall is for. The mall is for reading that the country is slipping into fascism and just deciding I want a new pair of shoes,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So fuck whatever's happening. Um, I'm gonna go sort of numb myself out with bright new colors
Mm-hmm.
and tags and garments and
Yeah.
snacks. And so I went to the mall and I found motorized stuffed animals.
Yeah. I saw some of your stories. Those look fun.
They were really fun. And I decided to ride those motorized stuff. We were supposed to keep it in this one part of the mall, but I decided I'm not doing that.
You went rogue.
I went rogue. I
Uh-huh.
went in a Foot Locker. Okay. We went in a Cinnabon, me and Jeremiah Watkins,
Yeah.
and who is also stuck here in
Is he at Acme?
Minneapolis. Yes.
Good club. Great club.
Great club. And so we rode these motorized stuffed animals around and rode the roller coaster
Mm-hmm.
and went to the aquarium, and I just decided I'm going to celebrate my life without children and
Yeah.
act like a fucking child all day.
Mm-hmm.
And I did. And it was beautiful. And if anyone tries to put a baby in me without my permission, I'm going
Uh-huh.
to sit on a fence.
Okay.
Okay.
All
I'm
right.
going to straddle that fence and I'm going to rock back and forth for 9 months. Okay. That's what's going to happen. You can make that face all you want, Andy, but guess what? Your people did this. Your old
Rosebud, if
man-faced people
Rosebud,
did this.
if anybody's people did this out of all of the people I could be podcasting with right now, it is definitely your people.
They're your people too now. That's what I'm saying. Okay,
Okay,
Mr. Seattle. Okay,
that's
Mr.
fair.
I grew up building wind chimes in my backyard. You
I grew up.
married into evil blood.
I know my mom let me spray paint the back fence. She let me practice graffiti on the back fence.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah, probably not the best guidance, but I think Seattle was very much of the mind of like kids are going to do things. You might as well
Kids are gonna kid.
you might as well let them do it under a watchful eye. And then my mom would have Chardonnay and not watch. Yeah, it's I mean, I will say that I definitely did not let it I did not I let it affect me. I definitely did not avoid that. And I was
Well,
kind of
you should let it affect you. I just meant like I didn't get into a. Are you saying that you got into like a headspace where you couldn't function?
I was functional, but like I definitely like I've been anxious because I'm trying to do this job and it's just, it's a little out of my wheelhouse. I'm definitely like not it's like a learning experience and it's like kind of bumpy here and there.
Mhm.
And um so I'm trying to do my job and kind of build on that. And then uh there's an anxiety with that, right? Because it's like I've never done something like this. Really, really realizing my limitations as like a mascot. And then I'm also in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, okay, so they took away abortion. They're allowing everybody to have guns. They're going to take away the rights of, or like the EPA's ability to stop companies from just like spewing toxicity into the environment. And then, like just what's next? The Democrats are like just a meat puppet that has like a battery hooked up to it. They're just it's just a corpse that's like, it's not even Frankenstein. They just shoot electricity into the corpse and the corpse like,
Yeah, but here's the thing. At least we got that video of him falling off a bike. That made my fucking week.
I will say that, you know, in the next couple weeks when the military takes over and Trump is reinstated as president, it is fun when he's the commander in chief. You know, there is a certain excitement.
It's not fun.
It's kind of fun.
No, Andy, it's only fun for you because you are depressed and you enjoy doom scrolling and watching CNN and
You
getting
don't know anything
angry.
about
And
me. You don't
I
know a
know
single
every
thing.
single thing about you, and you love all of it. You love to just emotionally fucking cut yourself. And you're a depressive, and that's the only reason why it would be fun.
No, you know what I mean. It's fun in the sense of like Shane Gillis's impression of Trump. Like there's like a certain excitement to like, oh, what's he gonna do? And also like, what's he gonna say?
We already had 4 fucking years of that. You don't need more of that. You know, I'm so sick of that take too. Like,
Yeah.
sorry, I'm sick of the take of like, well, but he's pretty funny. He's a pretty funny guy. It's like,
Did you
shut
see
up.
that? He was doing a very transphobic speech, but it was like Chris Rock, bigger and blacker. It was like he was
Yeah,
he
I saw that.
he was killing.
I know. I was like, he's gonna win again. This guy is gonna win.
But you know, the nice thing about it is that for this podcast, it's kind of great because we're going to go back into kind of a, you know, like a lockdown situation. You know, it's going to be kind of what we always fantasized: blood in the streets.
That's true. We did always. I mean, in the early days of Find Your Beach, we wanted chaos. We were choosing chaos every day. And actually, that kind of brings me to a little announcement that I feel like we should probably address before
Yeah.
the podcast is, which is that Andy and I are going to be taking a little break from the podcast. We are going to do our last podcast at, is it at Montreal?
JFL Montreal.
Yeah. So
We're
we are
doing a
going to be
live
doing,
episode.
yeah, we're doing the last episode is going to be a live episode at Montreal JFL, Just for Laughs Festival. And then we're going to take a little break because I don't know if you guys have picked up on this lately, but it's been very difficult to coordinate. We don't really have the time that we need to keep the podcast going. And I would like to keep it going. I don't want it to end forever, but we're just going to take a break and see how we feel, you know, because Andy's got shit going on. He's over in the fucking UK. I don't know where. I'm in a million different places. And I think things kind of came to a head when Andy woke me up for the podcast.
To tape the podcast.
Yeah, to tape the podcast on what day was that? Thursday?
Mm-hmm.
And I forgot that I was coming to Minneapolis, and your girl just burst into tears. Okay. So
Yeah.
I was like, I think I'm all set. I need a break. I can't keep doing this. And I want to be able to do a couple things well instead of 12 things badly, you know? And yeah, it was a decision that we both are like tired, right?
We're tired little guys.
Yeah.
We're tired little guys, and yeah, it's just been a hard month, hard year of coordinating, and I feel like you know, it's a little. I think the hardest part about it is that we want to do our best job for you guys, and we just have not been in the exact headspace to always show up and like have the mental acuity to be as funny and present as we want to be. And also it's just like I don't want to like fight about the pod because we both know that we need to do it, and then we're like, like, "Oh, all right, let's do it because it's like 11 p.m. and it has to be out in the morning because we want
Yeah,
to
it
do
just
this.
sucks when the amount of time that we have to spend together is like 2 hours, and then we have to spend that time podcasting. It's shitty for us, personally. It's like
Yeah.
we already are like in essentially a long distance marriage.
Mhm.
Um, and the time that we spend together, like spending that time podcasting just makes me feel like my whole life is work. And you know, I I like that the time that I spend with you is for fun.
Definitely.
you know.
And yeah, I
But we
think
did keep this podcast going way longer than we thought we ever would, right?
I mean, yeah, I it's been super fun, and it's had its ups and downs, and obviously we've tried to like adjust to like our changing lives and things like that, but it's also um it's been great to get to meet everybody and do the things that we got to do. I mean, everybody's been so great. The people that became VIBs and friends, and like we saw the progress of people getting dogs or
Having
proposing and things like
babies.
that. Babies, yeah,
Yeah.
Meg the nurse. So yeah, we'll be back, and there will be you know, there will be better um I don't know, better times for us to do this. And the break is indefinite. So if we if we don't come back, obviously we'll still be in your guys' lives. What do I sound like, a dad that's getting divorced?
Yeah.
I'll always be your dad. Just remember that, Beaches. I will always be your dad.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, so Rosie, you are in Minneapolis. You are at the Mall of America. You are
hmm
on day 4 of 4.
hmm
Show You're about to do show 6 of 6, and
Yeah.
you've
Yeah.
basically been living in like the like a parking lot outside of the airport, right?
Yep. I'm looking at mostly bulldozers, you know, and parking lots. And but here's the thing, the shows have been so fun. Like I have had so much fun on these shows. And a lot of Find Your Beach listeners have come out and they've been fucking amazing. And I am so psyched every time I get to meet one of you guys. And um yeah, I just like first of all, I I love like all of our fans, but I really love our women fans because they're always so um I never really get that. It's not across the board, but I don't generally get women fans that come up to me and say anything that's like that like crosses a line or does, you know what I mean? They're just really respectful. And we share like inside jokes from the podcast and so on and so forth. But here's the thing, I've said it before that meeting fans sometimes feels a little bit like meeting your parents' friends because they remember things that you did that you don't remember doing, and they'll be like, oh my God, I remember when you did this. And you're like, I have no recollection of doing that or saying that ever.
Yeah, there was
And
that guy. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, what were you gonna say?
Oh, there was that guy in Vancouver. My buddy Hennick was like, I loved in the pod when you, and he like quoted this thing from like the first month. And it was like, I barely remember, like it was
Yeah.
like 3 years ago. So
Yeah, you're like, I don't know what I said. Um, I am so glad that we also, okay, I don't want to get distracted, but like there was one fan that came up to me that I don't know how much of a fan he is. Uh he was sort of like describing to me why he can't listen to the podcast and why he's like not into it. And in order to like be kind of like a part of the joke, like be in on the joke, he came up and started like bad mouthing you in a way that he was trying to be funny, but it was not funny.
Mm-hmm.
And I just kind of laid into him. I just sort of was like, I was listening to this guy and I knew that he was trying to be funny,
Yeah.
but I was like, I'm not going to fucking do this. You know, I'm not going to sit here and like giggle at at the shitty shit that you're trying to say about my husband. And so I just said to him, I was like, hey, maybe I went a little hard. Okay. I
Mm-hmm.
sort of snapped. I was like, maybe nobody's ever fucking loved you enough to stand up for you. I was like, but that's my husband. I love him. And you are a stranger. I don't know you. I was like, and what you're saying is actually pretty fucking rude. And I would rethink talking about someone like that to the person who loves them,
Wow.
because I was like, it's not a good look for you. And he started to tear up, like literally started to cry in front of me. I mean, like rubbing his eyes like a fucking baby, and
Wow.
I had to be like, it was so fucking hilarious because I was like, I can't believe I'm fucking doing this. I had to be like, hey man, we're good. We're fine. I just wanted you to know. Like, I just wanted to fucking let you know that's like not okay. And
Yeah.
it was wild how he made it like about him. I was like, oh my God, you're like a bachelorette. You're like a drunken bachelorette right now, just crying and making this all about you. It was fucking wild. And I just got so mad. I got so mad.
Well, I love that. I mean, I feel sorry for that guy because I've never cried in front of somebody like that, but I definitely have been that fan that thinks, I mean, I think like in comedy, especially, there's so many times that you see people shitting on each other like all the time. And then you're like, this is my way in. And so you're like, I'm going to make
Yeah.
fun. Um, and
Yeah. It's
then,
like trying to endear yourself to someone
yeah. And then
by speaking their language or whatever.
yeah. And I do it. And then all of a sudden it's like, they're like, you're not our friend. What are you doing? I don't know
Right.
you. Why would you think that? So I'm not even above a parasocial relationship. So yeah.
What's a parasocial relationship? I mean,
It's
I
like,
know what it is, of course, but just explain
yeah,
it to
yeah.
people who don't.
Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like the phenomena of it really has to do with social media and podcasting now. I mean, it's always existed, but it's the idea that because you see these people and spend all this time with these people that you have a actual relationship with them.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So it's like I don't think it's like you can be a fan and not have a parasocial relationship, but it just it happens. I mean, I've even done it. I remember like I was talking. Oh, I thought it would be funny. I realized that I said that Krista Stefano looks like a male nurse,
Yeah.
and so I texted him and Giannis that, and Giannis was like, ha 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 ha. But I think Chris was like, what? I haven't talked to you for like 3 years. Why are you just telling me I look like a male nerd? You know what I mean? Like he's just like, what?
Right. I don't think he was like, you guys have known each other for
He
so
punched me in
long.
the face and he held a gun in, he
Oh,
put a gun in my mouth and he said, don't
oh
ever
my
say that
God.
again. Yeah. But that was
Yeah.
like
Did you
later.
come?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yes. That's see, I have the same situation that that guy has, but I come, you know.
Right. Yeah.
Like if we were strangers and I was shitting on your husband, the hypothetical husband, not the actual
And I
other
snapped
husband you
on
have,
you.
yeah,
Oh,
I'd be
maybe
like,
he
oh,
came. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe that's why he couldn't look me in the eye. Can you
Yeah,
stop doing the act out of you coming? It's really upsetting.
I know. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I do want to really quickly, just because they're here, and we haven't done this for a while. I do want to say hi to our new patrons because they deserve it. We got
And they're only going to be
YSO.
here for a fucking month.
Yep, you're gonna get a month of the good stuff. Well, some of these we haven't done this for like 2 months, so some of these YSO, welcome to the beach. Hannah, Vanessa Turnbull, welcome to the beach. I think Andre Jenkins was already a beach, but he's back, or
He's back.
or there's two Andre Jenkins. Eric Brown, welcome, welcome, welcome. Shay, Ann Layton, Jessica Stoddard, Scoos. I think Scoos was already a fan, so I'm just gonna say hi again.
Scoos sounds like a fucking,
I
it
think
sounds
that's
like
our.
jizz, right?
I think that's a guy. I think he's messaged us a couple times. I think he was even a VIB for a while.
Scoos is what I say when I come. I go
I
like,
know.
Scoos. That's
Yeah,
every time. I can't help it.
yeah, yeah. It's pretty weird. Nicole, Nick Goulet, Animal, and Anime. I think it's Anime Libras. It's a weird one. And Nicole Ruth. So welcome to the beach, guys. We're gonna remodel, so you're gonna have to leave the hotel in about 30 days, but enjoy it. Enjoy it
I don't
while
know
it.
exactly how, like we have to figure out exactly how we can, because I would love to be able to pause the Patreon so that they can stay patrons, but without getting charged. You know what I mean? So that we don't have to like build
We
this whole
can
thing up
we can
again.
do that.
Oh, we can. Okay,
That's
great.
easy. I think there's literally a pause button. So
Excellent. Yeah.
um
And then
yeah.
they'll be the first to find out when we start it up again, if we start it up again, which I don't see why we wouldn't at some point, you know?
Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be a point where things are normal enough or slow enough or whatever. And I think we can totally just keep all the feeds and just drop special episodes where we go
Yeah.
like, you know.
Yeah. Okay, we'll definitely do the ad read now because it's a great time. So we
Oh,
can
yep. Here we go. All right. Whether you're looking to go bald like an eagle or just in need of a safe trim, Manscaped is dedicated to helping you level up your full body grooming game. The grooming package I highly recommend is the Performance Package 4.0. Inside the package is the Lawnmower 4.0. The electric trimmer is a bush's worst nightmare, kind of like
That's what it's
WMDs.
called.
The Lawnmower 4.0.
Did you say
Yeah.
like WMDs?
Yeah. Uh,
Sorry, I stepped on that. That's pretty
That's
good.
okay. This trimmer is designed to reduce grooming accidents and shave hair on loose skin thanks to a ceramic blade and advanced skin safe technology. No need for night vision goggles. The trimmer has an LED light to allow you to mow the lawn in the dark. It's basic landscaping. When you trim the hedges, the trees stand taller. Man, that is true. And oddly, the weird thing about this, speaking of landscaping, is I also have a migrant worker do this for me. Second best tool in the performance package is the Weed Whacker. This fine-tuned nose and hair trimmer, ear hair trimmer will make sure your nasty nose pubes are under control. That's gross. They're not nose pubes. Instantly add some pep in your step with the Crop Preserver ball deodorant and the Crop Reviver spray-on testy toner. With performance package purchase, you get 2 free gifts: the Shed travel bag and the patented high-performance reduced chafing Manscaped boxers. They have a bunch of other products on their website to help you maximize your confidence in grooming game. Get 20% off plus free shipping with our code FYB at manscaped.com. Kate Bush may be trending at the moment, but your bush needs some help. All right.
Nice. Your bush needs some help, guys. So
I
use
really do enjoy being able to, you know, just get in the shower and just keep my boys nice and trim.
what? Are you okay?
Yeah.
Why'd you get so sad at the end of that sentence?
I don't know. I'm just distracted. I woke up and did this right away. And
Babe, you need to pause the recording because we only have 8 minutes left in the episode, and I wanna kind of extend this episode a little bit.
what do you mean?
Pause the recording is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Okay.
Know how
All
I
right.
didn't
Whatever.
I didn't do that. I didn't start recording again. I don't know why I did that. I
Okay.
don't know how to extend the time. Sorry, everybody. I apologize. I don't have a membership. So that's just where we're at.
Why don't you have a Zoom membership? You have a
Because I don't,
job overseas.
yeah, I don't, we do Google Meet is what we do.
Can you take that
Anyways,
fucking recording of you dancing out of the
what are you
background?
talking about?
Andy's fucking with me and I don't appreciate it.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
trying to make this, I'm like,
You're right. You're right. My bad. I'm sorry.
oh,
I'm sorry. I'll show you a picture of New York right now.
oh, great. Thanks. That looks like a play, like the background of a play or something.
You'd think, but this is what New York, Manhattan is a war zone.
Wow. Amazing.
Yeah.
My mom's there.
She left. I had breakfast with her
Oh,
yesterday.
oh, and then she took off.
Yep.
Was she talking about the stuff of the entire, was she just talking about politics the entire brunch?
Um, it wasn't as extreme as possible. You know, she was like hopeful. She's always like kind of have an optimistic tone on it. She marched.
Did she? I knew she would.
Yeah, she joined the march.
I saw her taking a video from her hotel room of people marching, and I was like, well, this is, I know what the next thing's going to be.
Marching.
Yeah.
It's such a weird.
She's like, we got to get down there.
It's such a weird weekend too because, and this is the title. I'm not throwing this word around, but yesterday was the Dyke March.
That's the title of the march.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
because
not.
Punky Johnson was the Grand Marshal.
Well, she's actually the Grand Marshal of the Pride
The
March.
Pride Parade.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yesterday was the Dyke March, which was smaller. And then today, actually, I think in 5 minutes is the actual Pride March, which is over at like Italy.
That's great.
Yeah, there's like a bandstand. It's probably televised somewhere.
I want to watch it. Man, I wish I was there. I miss everything that's fun in New York. Let's do one last, not one last. Let's do a bad advice episode or a bad advice segment. And you guys, if you want some bad advice, you can text us at 917-540-8395. And yeah, you can do that. Okay.
Hell yeah.
All right. Hey, my boss keeps denying PTO. So Friday, I ditched her meetings and went to my friend's grad school graduations instead. Advice on having to deal with this bitch boss again tomorrow without telling her what I really think and getting canned?
I think you got to go. Actually, you got to tell her what you think because this is it's the corporate landscape is a wilderness. So you got to get in there and you got to actually be kind of aggressive.
I think I disagree. I think you should go back in there and just be like, hey, sorry, I know it's Pride weekend, but I was busy marching for employers' rights. I want to I don't want to get any paid time off. And so I was marching on behalf of you because I knew that you would be in here busting your ass,
Yeah.
and just sort of,
I was marching against a livable
my
minimum
own
wage.
rights.
Yeah. You know what you also could do, and this always works with Mouse. This is something I've learned from Mouse, is that when you're in trouble, you see them come, you get on your back and you put your paws up like this and you wiggle your tail and you just kind of show your underbelly.
Mhm.
And I can never punish her when she's in that position. I'm just like,
Oh,
she's
yeah.
she's a little baby.
Yeah. So if you get in there, the more nervous you are, the more you wiggle your torso and just sort of like roll on your back and then go, you know,
Exactly.
and she's not going to be able to resist you.
I know.
Okay. So that's your bad advice for this week. If anybody's having any trouble, You know, if you're marching and the cops come up and they try to give you any sort of trouble, just lay on your back and sort of wiggle your belly, you
Just put your
know,
paws up, underbelly open, and just wiggle your tail. Yeah.
wiggle your taint around. All right, you guys. We love you. Wash your hands.
Oh,
Don't
also
lick your lover's eyeballs.
don't spit in their mouths unless it's a committed monogamous
Monogamous
relationship.
relationship.
And I will be at Zanies in Chicago. I'll be at Rosemont on Thursday the 14th, Old Town the 15th and 16th, and Hilarities on the 17th, which is not Chicago, it's Cleveland. So
It's
come on
amazing.
down. Yeah.
It's a great club. Both of
Yeah,
those
I'm
great
stoked.
clubs. All right. So, and if you're a VIB, you better reach out to Andy and ask for your free tickets because if you're in any of those areas, you got to take advantage of these right now.
Yeah.
Get some comps, you
Get
know?
on out.
All right. We love you guys.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.